I do not keep girls as casual friends. That's too much temptation. I know myself. So I don't keep girls as casual friends. If you find me with a girl, it's either she's a relative of mine, or we are doing business together, or we are doing something together that is useful to us. But casual friends, no. I tell you why. And when I chase a girl and she says to me, give me time to think about it, I just go away and forget about her. Because I know that then she has entered as a casual friend from the back door. I have experienced a number of things. Let me give you an example of the reason why I don't stay in the waiting list of girls. I mean, if I chase you today and you don't want me, I say, have a nice day. That's it. Don't keep me in your waiting list. Please. I don't want. Now, I have been in the waiting list many times before, and I know how it is. That is why I refuse to be in it anymore. Now, I remember this pretty, very beautiful young lady that I toasted once, and she said to me, it's all right, let's just start as friends. I have a boyfriend, but I think we're not compatible. We are quarreling all the time. So I'm sure this whole thing will pack up within a short period. Just stay, let's be friends first, get to know each other a little bit. It sounded good. And we became friends. We had take out, spend a lot of good money. You're trying to impress a girl, make her change her mind and be with you. So naturally, you spend beyond your budget. And waiting for that day when this whole thing will start to be real. And that day wasn't coming anytime soon. I was impatient, perhaps. And then one day, night, I was sleeping at about 1 a.m. She calls. Hello, darling. Wow, she had never called me darling before. I'm alone in the house. I'm bored and lonely. Do you mind coming over? I said, wow, of course I'm coming. So I got up, washed my face, dressed up very quickly, ran into my car, brr, and drove. I wasn't thinking about the robbers in the night and the security and everything. I drove straight. Before you knew it, in a twinkle of an eye, I was in her house. And what was I hearing? Oh, oh, oh. Her brother's wife was in labor. And she said, darling, I was waiting for you. Suddenly, my sister-in-law just came in here and she's in labor. What do we do? Oh, please, let's take her to hospital. She's going to deliver and she shouldn't deliver in the house. She may die in this house. Yes, of course. We bundled her into the back seat of my car and we drove to the hospital. And of course, when you take a pregnant woman in labor to a hospital, you don't just walk away. So from that hour, I think it was around just past 1 in the night, I stayed in the hospital till about 6:30 in the morning before I went to drop my prospective sweetheart at home and then went home. And that day was gone. Don't ask me what came out of it. Nothing came out of the whole thing. And then um, that the same girl, once again, she called me one afternoon. Can you come over? I need your company. And I went, boom, like a fool. And getting there, oh, she was painting. Sorry, darling, but I'm not very good at painting. Can you help me? And that's how I became a painter, man. I spent the whole day painting and fish painting. And okay, you're such a nice guy. Oh, we see again. Don't worry, everything will come to be. And of course, nothing came to be. And um, I do remember one girl that I met. I'd gone for a TV program, and I was interviewed, and coming out, my manager tells me, "Ah, wait a minute, Bob. That girl is dropping pants for you because spoke to him. She wants your contact." And I looked at her. She was pretty. I came over and said, "Hello, how are you?" "Fine." She gave a very nice smile, and we got talking, exchanged contact, and agreed to meet on Saturday. And um, it was Thursday, and Saturday I drove up at the appointed time, and well, she was in a meeting of her community or something like that. So I parked my car and waited for about 2 hours before the meeting ended. When the meeting ended, she said, "Oh, I'm sorry you waited that long. I was actually going shopping. Would you mind dropping me, taking me to the shopping center?" "Why not?" And so we went to ShopRite, and behold, she pulled one of those big, I don't know what they call it, trolleys, and she was filling up, and we were chatting, and suddenly the trolley was filled, and there was a queue, and we were in the queue, and then it got to our turn, and there was a long queue behind us, and they did at the till, they did the calculation, and it was a scandalously high amount of money, and then she's looking at me to pay. I was surprised. I thought I was just doing her a favor by driving her there. And people behind us say, "Hey, what's happening? Please, this." I looked and it was embarrassing. So I checked my pocket. Luckily, I had enough money to pay. And then we moved on, still forcing a smile. And we put the shopping in the boot of my car. And suddenly, her phone rang just as she was about to come into the passenger seat. I was already seated behind the wheels, and then she's talking to this person and say, "Oh, darling, sweetheart, how are you? Okay, I'll be with you in 15 minutes. It's all right, between 10 and 15 minutes, I'll be with you." And then she came over to me and said, "Please, can I take the shopping and take an Okada, as motorbike taxi, because I have somewhere very urgent to go to?" I said, "Yes, of course. Just step out a bit." And then I closed my door, started my car, and drove away with the shopping.